I know for a fact that black folks know how to survive. That I do know. We may not get along with each other, but at the end of the day, we know how to survive. You know what I mean? I can see us doing what we need to do to get the job done. And that's what I said we talked about earlier about suicidal. You know, most of the suicidal people are white folk. It's a true statement. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying what the numbers say. When he did the percentage on stuff like that, black folk don't kill themselves. No. We don't get caught. We've been through so much after slavery, and now in 2025, that really, if you're a man of God or you're a woman of God, like a lot of things won't bother like they used to, cause you're so used to it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm used to being punched in the face every day. You know what I mean? I'm used to
somebody looking at you like, what you doing here or some shit.
Right. I'm used to it. So it's not. So when I try to get me and my dad this conversation, right? So my dad grew up in the 60s, so we understand that, 50s, 60s. And he had an attitude toward white folk. And I said, well, Dad, you know, you're a man of God, you know, everybody is God's child. So whether they doing right or wrong, they still belong to God regardless. My children only belong to me. I said, I don't belong to you neither. We belong to God. But I understand what my dad is saying is like, when you watch this stuff on TV, like the young guy with the dreads or whatever said, hey, I'm a paraplegic. I can't get out. You know, you want me to get out? I can't get out. And they took him and pulled him by his hair, bro. That's disturbing to me. But one thing I know, two things for sure is that if we stand together, nigga, they ain't doing nothing.
Right.
It's true.
Listen, they're more scared of us than anything.
Right.
Huh? That's why they violent toward us. You look at the average woman, black woman, look at the average black man. We built different. I might be heavyset, but nigga, I knock your whole head off.
And that inner strength.
Exactly. They've been jealous of us for years.
That's the truth. That's
for years, bro.
They make us look feel bad about
so
ourselves.
Let me say something, because I didn't want to talk about this. I want to talk about it anyway, because that's what this is about, right? God first, common sense after, right? Okay, cool. When I started growing up and I knew what porn was, pornography. When I seen porn and I see a white man with a black woman, that's a turn off to me. And when if I wanted to watch porn at whatever age, I would never watch porn with a white man and a black girl. Never. It brought back too many memories of history.
It's like the slave master being with the slave.
Exactly. And I'm not racist, I'm a man of God, but I cannot watch a porn of a white man with a black girl. It ain't gonna happen. There's no excitement in that to me. They made a joke about it. Said something about when they home and in the household, you know, a black girl, white man, whatever. Do you think he called her a nigga? Yeah, I do. If you don't say it verbally, he said it under his breath. They had on TV years ago on ABC. I think it was ABC, one of them networks, and they had a white family, little girl, little boy, mom and dad. They white. They were teaching their children to be racist. That was on. I want to find the clip. I'm in Jesus' name. I'll find that clip. They was teaching their children that they like black folk. Man, they had on BYU. I don't know if y'all know what BYU is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what BYU is, but I don't know as a man. You know,
you're saying like racism gotta be taught.
Exactly.
Like when you born, you come from God, so you don't know what racism is or prejudice is.
That's right.
You gotta inherit it from like a generation above you, or you've been taught that, or you've been hearing that as you grew up. As you grow.
I'm so glad you said that. Nobody said, hey, bro, you know what glad you said that? There was a video of a little black child and a little white child running toward each other. Their parents was out shopping or whatever, and they seen each other. They ran away from their parents to run up the street, the sidewalk. They go greet each other, black and white. White child, black child. They don't know what color is.
Nah, they don't. Right.
They don't know what color is. Can you realize, do you realize that there might have been many children, white children, that got beaten or punished for having a black friend?
Right.
You don't like us because of what? I ain't never done nothing to you. How about overseas when a black man climbed I forget what, I don't know, it was an apartment complex, but they had balconies. And a little white child was